Have you ever thought about visiting places where survival itself is a challenge? From extreme heat to freezing cold, and from active volcanoes to predator-filled waters, these destinations showcase nature at its most unforgiving. Despite the risks, they continue to attract those seeking adventure or discovery. Let's explore the world's most dangerous places in nature and what makes them so fascinating. Mount Marapi, Indonesia. How would you feel about making your home beside a volcano that's perpetually ready to erupt? In Indonesia, Mount Marapi, known as the Mountain of Fire, stands as one of the most active and dangerous volcanoes in the world. Towering at 9,600 feet, this stratovolcano has been erupting regularly for centuries, often with devastating consequences. Mount Marapi's eruptions are not just typical volcanic events, they're explosive and destructive. One of its most dangerous features is the production of pyroclastic flows, fast-moving currents of hot gas, ash, and volcanic rock. These flows are nearly impossible to escape, destroying everything in their path, from vegetation to buildings. On top of this, ash clouds released during eruptions can blanket entire regions, contaminate water supplies, and cause serious breathing problems for both people and animals. Despite these dangers, thousands of people live near the volcano. Why? The land surrounding Mount Marapi is incredibly fertile. Over centuries, volcanic eruptions have enriched the soil with minerals, making it perfect for farming. For many locals, the benefits outweigh the risks. There's also a strong spiritual connection to the mountain. Some residents believe it protects the land and see its eruptions as part of nature's cycle, something to be respected rather than feared. Authorities in Indonesia take the risks seriously. The volcano is closely monitored with advanced systems that track seismic activity, gas emissions, and temperature changes. These measures help provide early warnings to nearby communities, giving them time to evacuate if an eruption is imminent. Still, living near Mount Marapi requires constant vigilance and respect for its power. The boiling lake, Dominica. Are you bold enough to visit a lake that perpetually bubbles and steams, as though it's ready to erupt? On the Caribbean island of Dominica, the boiling lake is one of the most fascinating and dangerous natural attractions in the world. Nestled within a volcanic crater in Morne Trois Pitons National Park, it's the second largest hot lake on Earth, with a diameter of about 200 feet. The lake's eerie, roiling waters are heated by geothermal activity deep underground. The temperature near the lake's edges can reach near boiling, and the surface is often covered in thick steam, making it hard to judge how close you are to danger. Even standing too close can be risky because of the heat and the release of harmful gases. Reaching the boiling lake is no easy feat. The trek takes 3 to 4 hours each way, leading visitors across steep climbs, rocky paths, and slippery terrain. The surrounding steam can make it hard to breathe, and high concentrations of gases in some areas can cause serious health issues. It's not a journey for the faint of heart, and preparation is absolutely necessary. Adding to the lake's unpredictability is its volatile nature. At times, the lake has been known to cool or even dry up temporarily, creating the illusion that it's safer than it really is. These sudden changes, caused by shifts in geothermal activity, are a reminder of how unpredictable and dangerous the boiling lake can be. In 2005, for instance, the water level dropped drastically, leaving behind a steaming, mud-filled crater. Although it was eventually refilled, the incident highlighted the lake's instability. For those brave enough to visit, the boiling lake offers a unique and unforgettable experience. But this is not a trip to take lightly. It should always be done with a knowledgeable guide who understands the area and its risks. Nyiragongo volcano. Now let's move to Africa, where the Nyiragongo volcano in the Democratic Republic of the Congo stands as one of the most active and dangerous volcanoes on Earth. Rising to an impressive 11,300 feet, it's part of the Virunga mountain range, located near the borders of Rwanda, Uganda, and the DRC. What sets Nyiragongo apart is its lava lake, one of the few permanent ones in the world. This fiery pool glows red and orange, lighting up the dark crater, a stunning yet ominous sight. The lava here is incredibly fluid due to its high silica content, meaning it flows much faster than lava from most volcanoes. This can be disastrous for nearby communities if an eruption occurs. The volcano's activity is unpredictable because it lies in the tectonically active East African Rift. The lava lake constantly rises and falls, and if it were to drain suddenly, it could unleash a torrent of molten rock, endangering surrounding villages. Adding to the danger is the limited monitoring infrastructure in the region due to political instability. While scientists keep a close watch, the lack of advanced early warning systems leaves nearby residents vulnerable to sudden eruptions. Oymyakon, Russia. Would you live in a place where winter never really ends and stepping outside without protection could freeze your skin in seconds? Step into Oymyakon, a remote village nestled in Russia's Sakha Republic, often referred to as the coldest inhabited spot on the planet. Home to about 500 people, Oymyakon tests human endurance in ways few other places can. How cold is it? In February 1933, the village recorded a mind-numbing temperature of -89.9 degrees Fahrenheit, the lowest ever measured outside Antarctica. Even today, winter temperatures regularly drop below -58 degrees Fahrenheit during December and January, with the ground frozen solid all year due to permafrost. Life here isn't just cold, it's extreme. How do people survive such conditions? The locals, many of whom work in fur trading and ice fishing, have adapted in ingenious ways. Homes rely on wood or coal stoves for heat, and buildings are constructed on stilts to prevent them from sinking as the permafrost shifts. Forget running water, pipes would freeze instantly. Instead, villagers melt blocks of ice for drinking water. What about food? Agriculture is impossible in Oymyakon's frozen ground, so the diet revolves around meat and fish. Reindeer, horse, and frozen fish are staples, often eaten raw to provide the high fats and nutrients needed to survive the cold. But the risks are real. Frostbite can happen in seconds if any skin is exposed, and hypothermia is a constant danger. Despite these challenges, the people of Oymyakon have learned to thrive in their harsh environment, passing down survival skills through generations. So what do you think? Could you handle life in the coldest village on Earth? Rongbuk Glacier, Tibet. When we think of Mount Everest, we picture the world's tallest peak and the brave climbers who scale it. But one of its most fascinating and dangerous features is the Rongbuk Glacier on the northern side of the mountain in Tibet. This massive glacier is not just a path to Everest's northern base camp, it's also vital to the region's ecosystem, providing water to the surrounding areas. The glacier stretches down from Everest's slopes, with its ice fields starting at an altitude of around 26,000 feet. It consists of several branches, including the east and west Rongbuk glaciers. But for climbers, the glacier is as perilous as it is breathtaking. Hidden crevasses, deep cracks in the ice, can be concealed by snow, making them nearly impossible to spot until it's too late. The glacier's constant movement also leads to icefalls where massive chunks of ice can break off without warning. Climate change has made things even worse. The Rongbuk Glacier is retreating at a rapid rate, threatening not just the water supply for millions of people, but also making the ice more unstable. This increases the risk of avalanches and icefalls, creating even more challenges for mountaineers. It's a chilling reminder of how the changing climate affects even the most remote places on Earth. Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. How would it feel to find yourself in a place so bizarre and extreme? It's like being on another planet. The Danakil Depression in Ethiopia, located at the northern tip of the Great Rift Valley, is one of the hottest, most extreme and otherworldly landscapes on the planet. Yet it's also incredibly beautiful in a way that feels almost otherworldly. What makes it so unique? The Danakil Depression lies at the junction of three tectonic plates, creating intense volcanic activity. It's more than 328 feet below sea level, making it one of the lowest points on Earth. The landscape here is unlike anything else, featuring colorful sulfur springs, salt flats, active volcanoes, and bubbling lava lakes. The Dalol hydrothermal field, with its striking pools of yellow, green, and orange, looks like something straight out of a science fiction movie. But don't be tempted to touch it. The water is boiling hot and highly acidic, making it one of the most dangerous environments on the planet. One of the most iconic features of the Danakil Depression is the Erta Al volcano, which has a permanent lava lake, one of only a few in the world. Often referred to as the gateway to hell, this lava lake is constantly bubbling with molten rock. It's been active for so long that it's become a symbol of the region's volatile geology. But is it safe to visit? Not really. The extreme heat is one of the biggest challenges. Daytime temperatures in the summer can soar above 122 degrees Fahrenheit, making it one of the hottest places on Earth. The air is so dry that dehydration is a constant risk. And that's not all. The ground around the lava lake and sulfur springs is incredibly unstable. Thin crusts can collapse without warning, releasing superheated gases or exposing boiling acidic water. Even the air itself can be dangerous to breathe, as it's often filled with toxic gases. Despite these dangers, a small number of adventurous tourists visit the Danakil Depression every year. It's impressive considering how remote the area is. It takes hours of travel across rough terrain to even reach it. Guides are essential, not just for navigation, but also for safety. Why do people still go? The draw of the Danakil Depression is its uniqueness. There's truly no other place on Earth like it. The landscape, shaped by extreme geological forces, is a natural wonder that leaves visitors in awe. From the vivid colors of the sulfur springs to the mesmerizing glow of Erta Ale's lava lake, it's a photographer's dream and a geologist's paradise. But make no mistake, this is not a destination for the faint of heart. Visiting the Danakil Depression requires careful preparation, plenty of water, and a high tolerance for heat and discomfort. So are you tempted to venture into this alien-like region of Earth, or would you choose to admire its beauty from a safe distance? One thing's for sure, the Danakil Depression is a place you'll never forget, whether you see it in person or just marvel at its photos. Shark Alley, South Africa. Shark Alley, just off the coast of South Africa, is one of the most famous places in the world for encountering great white sharks. It's not just the sharks' presence, but their sheer number that gives this area its fearsome reputation. Marine biologists and thrill-seekers flock here to study and experience these powerful predators up close. This narrow channel lies between Dyer Island and Geyser Rock, two spots teeming with marine life. Dyer Island serves as a sanctuary for seabirds, while Geyser Rock is home to one of the world's largest colonies of Cape Fur seals. These seals are the main prey for great white sharks, and their abundance attracts hundreds of sharks to these waters. Great white sharks here are apex predators, and their hunting style is both dramatic and deadly. They often ambush their prey by surging from below with incredible force, sometimes breaching the water in a spectacular leap. Some of the sharks found in Shark Alley are massive, reaching lengths of up to 20 feet, making them among the largest in the world. For adventurers, Shark Alley has become a top destination for cage diving, offering a close and relatively safe way to observe these majestic creatures. However, the waters here are no joke. The cold Atlantic currents are strong, making swimming a challenge even for experienced divers. And while cage diving is designed to be safe, being in the water with such powerful predators always carries some level of risk. There have been rare but tense moments when sharks have breached cages or displayed aggressive behavior. Shark Alley is an incredible place to witness the raw power of nature, but it's also a reminder of the ocean's untamed beauty and the respect it demands. For those brave enough to visit, it offers an unforgettable and humbling experience. The McMurdo Dry Valleys, Antarctica. What makes the McMurdo Dry Valleys in Antarctica unique? Situated on the western shore of McMurdo Sound, near the Ross Ice Shelf, the McMurdo Dry Valleys are one of Earth's most extreme and unusual landscapes. In contrast to the rest of Antarctica, which is blanketed by vast ice sheets and glaciers, these valleys form a cold desert, drawing both scientists and adventurers with their remarkable features. The dry valleys, including Taylor, Wright, and Victoria valleys, are among the driest places on Earth, receiving virtually no rainfall. Harsh katabatic winds, cold, dry air rushing down from surrounding highlands, blow through the area at speeds of up to 124 miles per hour. These winds are so strong that they prevent ice and snow from accumulating by evaporating any moisture before it can settle. Even in such extreme conditions, the dry valleys have become a site of major scientific interest. Microbial life has been discovered here, thriving in this harsh environment. These findings have made the dry valleys a potential model for understanding how life might exist on Mars or other cold, dry planets. Studying these microbes could offer clues about life in the most challenging conditions in our solar system. One of the valley's most fascinating features is the famous Blood Falls in Taylor Valley. This striking, glacier-fed waterfall releases bright red, iron-rich brine from a subterranean lake. The red color comes from the iron in the water, which oxidizes when it meets the air. What's even more incredible is that this water is teeming with microbes, giving researchers a rare glimpse into life forms that survive without sunlight in sub-zero temperatures. But visiting the dry valleys is no easy feat. The isolation, extreme winds, and rocky terrain make navigation incredibly difficult. Winds whip up dust and debris, reducing visibility and making movement hazardous. The valley's remote location means any emergency or equipment failure could leave you waiting for rescue for days. For this reason, it's considered one of the most dangerous places to visit. Still, the McMurdo Dry Valleys are a treasure trove of scientific discovery. From studying microbial life to exploring the striking blood falls, this unique region offers invaluable insights into the resilience of life and the power of nature's extremes. While not a place for the faint of heart, it continues to captivate scientists and explorers who brave its challenges to uncover its mysteries. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Have you ever heard of a lake so extreme that most creatures can't survive near it? Lake Natron in northern Tanzania near the Kenya border is one of the most unusual and dangerous places on Earth. Sitting in the East African Rift Valley, near an active volcano, this lake's bizarre environment and striking colors make it a true natural marvel. What makes it so unique? For starters, the lake's water is extremely salty and alkaline. It's called a soda lake because it contains high levels of sodium carbonate and other salts. The water's pH can reach up to 10.5, making it nearly as alkaline as ammonia. On top of that, temperatures can soar up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit in the water. Together, these factors make the lake inhospitable for most life, except for some incredible salt-loving microorganisms, like algae and cyanobacteria. During the dry season, when the water evaporates, the salt concentration becomes even higher, creating red and orange hues on the lake's surface. This is caused by the microorganisms that thrive in such harsh conditions, giving the lake its alien-like appearance. But here's the twist. While most animals avoid the lake, it's a haven for lesser flamingos, which have adapted to its harsh environment. These flamingos feed on the algae and nest on the lake's shores, taking advantage of the fact that few predators can handle the lake's challenging conditions. During the breeding season, the scene transforms as hundreds of thousands of flamingos arrive, turning the lake into a stunning pink spectacle. With its shallow waters, less than 10 feet or 3 meters deep, and strange chemistry, Lake Natron is both breathtaking and unforgiving. Denali, Alaska. What is it about mountains that makes them both majestic and potentially deadly? Denali, formerly known as Mount McKinley, holds the title of North America's tallest mountain, standing at a staggering 20,310 feet above sea level. Located in Denali National Park and Preserve in Alaska, it's a breathtaking symbol of wilderness and natural beauty. But behind its majestic presence lies a serious challenge for even the most seasoned climbers. First, let's talk about the name. Denali means the High One in the Koyukon Athabaskan language, a name perfectly suited to this towering giant. But don't let the beauty fool you. Denali is one of the most dangerous mountains in the world to climb. Why? Its remote location and extreme conditions make it a grueling test of skill, preparation, and endurance. The mountain's position near the Arctic Circle brings with it unpredictable and brutal weather. Climbers must deal with freezing temperatures that can drop to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit or lower, blinding snowstorms, and powerful winds. These conditions can change in an instant, turning a challenging climb into a deadly one. What truly increases the challenge of Denali is its extreme latitude. Unlike peaks closer to the equator, Denali's location means that its summit feels higher than its actual height. The air pressure and oxygen levels at the top are comparable to those found on much taller mountains, like Mount Everest. Many climbers underestimate this and face serious issues with altitude sickness, adding another layer of danger. The challenges don't end there. The lower slopes of Denali are covered with glaciers, which constantly shift, hiding deep crevasses, dangerous cracks in the ice. There's also the constant risk of avalanches, as the steep snow-covered slopes can give way without warning. Even in emergencies, rescue operations are extremely difficult. The remote location and harsh weather mean help can take hours or even days to arrive. That's why Denali is only for the most experienced climbers, those prepared for every possible challenge. Denali's beauty and grandeur draw people from around the world, but its dangers demand respect. It's a mountain where nature rules and only the best prepared adventurers should attempt to conquer it. Madidi National Park, Bolivia. Could you believe there's a spot so abundant in life that it ranks as one of Earth's most biodiverse regions? Madidi National Park in northwestern Bolivia is just that. Spanning almost 7,300 square miles, this park is part of the Upper Amazon River Basin and is a treasure trove of ecosystems. From the towering Andes Mountains to the dense lowland rainforest, it's a paradise for wildlife lovers and a challenge for anyone venturing inside. The park's wide range of altitudes, from 650 feet in the Amazonian plains to almost 20,000 feet in the mountains, creates habitats that support an astonishing variety of species. You'll find everything here: cloud forests, tropical rainforests, alpine grasslands, and even snow-capped mountains. And the wildlife? It's like a real-life nature documentary. Madidi is home to jaguars, giant otters, pumas, tapirs, spectacled bears, and the majestic Andean condor. In total, the park boasts over 300 fish species, 200 mammals, and 12,000 plant species. But while the animals and plants are fascinating, they can also be dangerous. What dangers should you expect? For starters, the park has venomous snakes like the fer-de-lance and bushmaster, both of which are known for their aggressive behavior. The rivers aren't much safer, with caimans and piranhas lurking in the waters. Even tiny insects like mosquitoes and sandflies can be a threat, as they may carry diseases. Plants too can be hazardous. Some are poisonous and can cause skin burns, severe itching, or allergic reactions if touched. Others, if ingested, can lead to serious illness or hallucinations. The unpredictable weather adds to the challenge. Heavy rains and flooding during the wet season can make navigating the jungle even more difficult. Madidi National Park is breathtakingly beautiful, but it's not a place to take lightly. For anyone looking to explore its wonders, preparation and caution are key. Snake Island, Brazil. Just 21 miles off the coast of São Paulo, Brazil, lies Ilha da Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island. At first glance, it looks like a tropical paradise, with lush greenery and rocky cliffs. But don't let appearances fool you. This small island is one of the most dangerous places on Earth. Why? Snake Island is the only home to the golden lancehead pit viper, a snake with venom so potent it can be up to 5 times stronger than other pit vipers. With no natural predators to control their population, the island is now crawling with these snakes. It's estimated that there are between 2,000 to 8,000 vipers packed into the island's 106 acres. That's a lot of venomous snakes in a very small area. But how did it get this way? Thousands of years ago, rising sea levels separated the island from the mainland, cutting off the snake population from other ecosystems. In isolation, the snakes evolved to thrive in this unique environment. Their venom became more powerful so they could quickly kill their primary prey, migratory birds, before the birds could fly away. These snakes are also more aggressive, climbing trees and slithering across the terrain in search of their next meal. Because of the extreme danger, the Brazilian government has completely banned public access to Snake Island. Only scientists with special permission can visit, and even then, they take extreme precautions. The Brazilian Navy patrols the waters around the island to enforce this ban. Snake Island wasn't always off-limits. In the early 1900s, a lighthouse operated there to guide ships, but the stories about its keepers are chilling. None ended well. By the 1920s, the lighthouse was automated, and no one has lived there since. the Grand Prismatic Spring. Did you know Yellowstone National Park is home to one of nature's most jaw-dropping wonders? The Grand Prismatic Spring, located in the Midway Geyser Basin, is the largest hot spring in the United States and the third largest in the world. It's a must-see destination, attracting millions of visitors every year. But here's the catch. It's best admired from a safe distance. This natural marvel is like a massive boiling cauldron. It's 370 feet wide and plunges to over 120 feet, 37 meters. The spring's stunning blue center results from its intense heat, where water temperatures soar to 70 degrees Celsius or even higher. These scalding temperatures make the central area completely inhospitable to life, which is why it looks so clear and brilliantly blue. Around the edges, as the water cools slightly, something magical happens. Heat-loving bacteria called thermophiles thrive, creating vivid bands of yellow, orange, and red. This gives the spring its iconic rainbow-like appearance. It's an incredible example of how life can adapt to even the harshest conditions. But as captivating as it looks, the Grand Prismatic Spring is as dangerous as it is beautiful. Beneath the seemingly solid crust surrounding the spring lies more boiling water, and stepping off the designated boardwalks can be deadly. The ground can collapse under light pressure, exposing you to the scalding, acidic water below. So enjoy the view from the safe boardwalks and marvel at this breathtaking reminder of Yellowstone's volcanic power. It's a sight you'll never forget. The Sundarbans. Imagine stepping into a world where nature feels both magical and wild. Welcome to the Sundarbans, a breathtaking mangrove forest shared by India and Bangladesh. It's the largest tidal mangrove forest in the world, covering a massive area of about 10,000 square kilometers and 3,800 square miles. But while it's beautiful, it's also one of the most challenging and dangerous places to explore. The name Sundarbans comes from the Sundari tree, a type of mangrove that's common in the area. The forest is crisscrossed with rivers, estuaries, and small islands, where fresh water from rivers meets the salty waters of the Bay of Bengal. This mix creates a unique and rich ecosystem that's home to over 400 species of wildlife, including spotted deer, water monitor lizards, crocodiles, snakes, birds, and a variety of fish. Known for its striking biodiversity, the Sundarbans stand out and evoke some fear due to their 100 to 150 Bengal tigers roaming the thick forests. These tigers have adapted to the mangrove's tough environment and are known to be more aggressive than their counterparts elsewhere. You definitely wouldn't want to bump into one. And it's not just the tigers you'd need to watch out for. The region is also home to large saltwater crocodiles, venomous snakes like the king cobra and banded krait, and other predators that call these swamps their hunting ground. On top of that, the Sundarbans' muddy terrain, rapidly changing tides, and remote location make it a tough place to navigate. Boats can easily get stranded, and help could take hours to arrive. It's no wonder this stunning natural wonder is better left to seasoned explorers and wildlife enthusiasts with plenty of experience. The Great Blue Hole. Think of a deep indigo, perfectly symmetrical circle surrounded by endless ocean waves. That's the Great Blue Hole, located just off the coast of Belize. It's a giant marine sinkhole that's 1,000 feet, 305 meters wide, and plunges over 400 feet deep. This wonder lies in the center of Lighthouse Reef, about 43 miles from the mainland. Thousands of years ago, during the last ice age, this sinkhole started as a limestone cave. As sea levels rose, the cave flooded and its roof collapsed, forming the massive underwater hole we see today. Its crystal-clear waters and steep walls attract divers from all over the world, making it one of the most famous dive sites on the planet. The Great Blue Hole is home to fascinating marine life, including reef sharks, hammerhead sharks, and giant groupers. But diving here isn't for beginners. The deep depths increase risks like nitrogen narcosis, which can impair judgment, and sudden changes in underwater conditions, such as strong currents and low visibility, pose extra challenges. While it's breathtaking to explore, this natural wonder demands respect and expertise to navigate safely. Which of these places fascinated you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and keep exploring.